What's up, people of YouTube? This is True Warlord here, and I'm bringing you guys another storytime video. I know I just recently uploaded one of these on my channel, but this is a new one, I guess, so there you go. I mean, I'm trying to get myself on a schedule, so expect to see these just about every Sunday. I hope you're enjoying them. Coming up with more stories and everything else every day, thinking of new things. And today I'm actually going to talk about something that some of you guys are probably going to think it's kind of weird that I'm even going to talk about this. But I'm actually going to talk about my ridiculously crappy high school teacher, history teacher, I should mention. And some people who watch this video that I know personally are going to get a good laugh out of this, and hopefully some of you other people who don't know who I am personally will also get a good laugh out of this. So I'm not going to name my history teacher that I'm going to be talking about in this video, but I will say that I've only had 3 history teachers throughout my life at the current school that I'm at, and all of them have been great, but this one in particular. Now, this history teacher actually comes from an ag class, so he's very, very redneck and hick, and does a lot of this. Yeah, so he likes to drink his coffee out of a mason jar. He pretends to teach, I should say. He gets very, very off topic too. So he could be teaching us about something, and then somebody would go, hey, what about that NASCAR race? And he'll just suddenly start talking about NASCAR like that's what he's supposed to be teaching us. And I don't mean to say he's a crappy teacher in the fact that he doesn't teach us what he's supposed to teach us. I mean, he doesn't. But no student goes, oh, you're a shitty teacher. You don't teach us what we're supposed to know. Except for some of those students who are probably like, oh, I want my education so bad. And, kids stay in school. Education's good and all. But this is besides the fact that your education is important. And this teacher wasn't crappy for the fact that he didn't teach us the things that we needed to learn, although he didn't do that. It was like just ridiculously just dumb, okay? Like he's just a dumb person in general. Like his mind, it's like it's not fully developed. He's just dumb, like dumb. I don't really know how else to put that. And so that's basically how he is. And I'll give a few examples here. So if any of you guys are high school students or were students recently, they do all of their gradebook stuff on the computer for the most part now. Well, you can scale these grades out of like 25 points, 50 points, 10 points, 100 points. And he is literally so dumb to the point that he doesn't even know how to scale papers. So, for example, we'll take a 5-question pop quiz over something that we didn't learn, might I add, and somebody would bomb that. It's out of 100 points, not out of 10 points, which is what any normal teacher would do. It's out of 100 points. So if you think about how horribly that does affect your grade, then you're just completely destroyed. So like, say you have 3 grades in the grade book, or no, say you actually have 10 grades in the grade book, and you get anywhere from an 80 to 100 on every one of those grades, and then you come along and you absolutely fail this, you don't get any of the answers right. So that's a 0 out of 5, and it's worth 100 points. You're automatically at like an F, maybe a low D. And so it's almost impossible to bring it up at that point unless you get a solid 100. Then you might be able to bring it up quite a bit, but not likely. So this teacher doesn't know how to grade papers. Okay, so here's this. He'll assign something. For example, he gave us this book to read, Common Sense by, I don't know who the fuck it was by. It was just some boring, shitty-ass book that he wanted us to read, that he expected us to read, which we never read. We actually just turned it back in. So he hands us this book, and he expects us to start reading it, I'm assuming, right? And then after that day, he never mentioned anything else about that book again, ever. Then he talked about this history day thing where we have to get in groups and make these projects and take them to these history places, and that never happened either. We never talked about that ever again. Let's see what else here. Well, I guess I'm going to talk about how he does get off topic, alright? So I mentioned this briefly with the whole NASCAR thing. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth with this now. So For example, he could be standing at the front of the class attempting to teach, which he's not qualified for in any shape, way, or form. I swear to God he got his teaching license degree thingy-majig out of the back of a fucking cereal box, because he definitely doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a better teacher, but he obviously doesn't know what he's doing. So basically, he could be standing at the front of the classroom teaching us, trying to teach us something, and somebody could start talking about Barack Obama, okay? And then he'll start going off on a spiel about how Barack Obama does nothing, or he'll start trying to make jokes about Barack Obama being very ineffective in office. And, you know, while all of these things might be true to him and other people, definitely not what we're supposed to be learning. And now let's move on to my class and how we react to this teacher. So my class as a whole, a lot of you guys probably do know that I am in high school, but my class as a whole doesn't take to this well. We take advantage of him a lot, actually, and it's pretty funny. We tend to, well, one student in particular tends to run around his class, do things that make him extremely angry, and it boils his blood. Like, it makes him so mad, and it just makes all of us laugh. And this might seem extremely childish, but it's because nobody can look at him as a history teacher because he doesn't do history teacher things. Our previous history teachers were a lot more laid back, which I'm not saying he isn't, because we can do pretty much anything in that classroom and get away with it. But the other history teachers also got respect because of their authority. Like, the history teacher we have now, we can't look at him as a figure of superiority, I guess. That's how you can look at it. We look at him as another student because he's just so... He literally seems dumber than a lot of us. Like, you can tell he's educated on history, but not at teaching. So he can't put that history into effect because he doesn't know how to teach it. So we all can just easily take advantage of him, which we do. And we do stupid little things that just makes him extremely angry. And I want to give a story, like an example, but none really come to mind that sound like they're worthy of being told. Other than, I guess I can kind of talk about this. So the student in my class, she has this saying, I guess, and I guess I can say it. It's just like the canon, and I don't really know how she says it, but it's pretty funny, and it's random. She'll just say it at whatever time. And so she tells, we all have our own personal laptops at the school, and she tells him that she needs to go pick up her print for a paper. So he lets her go pick up her print, and she comes back with these papers that say the canon, and she starts taping them everywhere. So she tapes one on the front board, she tapes one outside on one of our other teachers' doors, she tapes one on the door of the classroom, and then she tapes one on his desk. And he notices the one on the board, makes her take it down and throw it away. But literally the entire class period, he does not notice the one on his desk. The one outside the room, he literally went outside to look for it, looked at the door, and then didn't even see it and walked away. On this, like, giant brown door, and this giant white piece of paper says the canon, and he didn't even notice it. It blows my mind. And he always talks about his stupid fucking tractor. Okay, so he has this picture on his laptop when we do, like, slideshow presentations and stuff, and yeah, it's of the stupid fucking tractor that he just thinks is so amazing, and it just blows my mind. You know, he's amused by the simplest of things, and him as a person, I'm not gonna hate on him. I mean, he's trying to do his job, sort of, but he shouldn't be a teacher. He shouldn't be a history teacher. He used to be the ag teacher at our school, and supposedly he has a history degree, or teaching history thingy-majig from the cereal box that I was talking about earlier. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for this story time video. I hope it satisfied you. I hope it tickled your pickle. All my links will be down in the description below. The video you will see on screen will be the last video that I made, and deuces.
We have the flag.